It's going to be the first Untapped Crusade podcast. I feel like we'll just chat, and this is the whole
Yeah,
podcast.
I'm down for it.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. So who else how many others you think you're running on this? You're going to try and make it a real deal for the whole community to get in on it?
I'm thinking like everyone. And
That'd be cool.
even if I don't get it, someone else could be the host. It doesn't matter who's the host.
Yeah.
We got everyone being able to have the opportunity to speak to their authentic,
Yeah.
not truth,
Yeah.
but true to their experience. Even if you have someone close to you, you always have to alter the way you tell your story, right? Like if you're talking to your parents about it, you can't tell them certain
Yeah.
stuff. If you tell your friends about it, you can't tell certain parts of you that are more on the softer side. And then it's like girlfriend's a different issue. So it's like that you all everywhere,
Yeah.
you got to go present yourself in a way where it's like just that morphed version where you can't express yourself to the truest degree and the truest feeling you get when you were experiencing it. And I find that I'm not a purist. You feel the authenticity in what you're saying is the greater power you'll feel within you to act from the place, from the present.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's almost like releasing that tension. I'm not trying to cut you off, but it's like
No.
releasing that tension of that little bit of anxiety or fear of judgment, and kind of just like that little bit, because you like instead of putting on a performance everywhere you go, it's kind of just like you break through that, and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna like let it all out, and just be true authenticity.
I mean,
helps
cultivating
build
that
community
is huge.
Yeah.
And also
it'll be really cool for the whole community, a collaborative community podcast, different hosts each week and stuff. And, similar minds kind of connect dots here and there on where we're trying to go and trying to be better each and every day.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about the story. Initially, I was thinking everyone can open with their own personal story. So I'm just hoping.
Oh, gosh.
This could be an opportunity to go into the depths of what made rock.
Oh, good gracious.
So
yeah, it could be similar to what Zach was talking about today, just like how he grew up. It was really, really good. I guess you could have a different perspective any way you want to look at it, depending on how you're feeling. But like I had really, really loving mom, and a dad that was like I kind of butt heads with my dad, and I still do, like, because we're similar, like, say opposites attract. It's like positive versus positive. You're like hit and push, and it just magnetically doesn't always work like that. I am very much his son in some respects, because he really pushed me as a kid to whatever I do to be the absolute best at. And my mom he was definitely that way with sports as far as physical competition. He was big in basketball. It kind of turned me off of that because I don't want to be just like him, so I leaned into baseball. That was something I picked up as a kid. Now, later on in life, all the skills I've like picked up. Like, I wasn't like a professional or anything. I had opportunity to play at a D2 school, had a full ride and stuff, but I wanted to make my parents proud. So I did good in school and all that stuff growing up. I was involved in all the stuff my mom would keep me involved in. I was very, very much a mom's boy, kind of still am, love her to death, but she also drove me really hard academically. So did all that, was involved in the community growing up. A lot of pressure, like Zach was talking about, growing up, and try to do right by them, how they raised me and everything, and went off to college. That got into like my dream school, which is like UNC Chapel Hill. And then when I got there, it's like, all right, I reached my goal. And then I didn't really think about what I wanted to do next. Like, it was like, okay, I made it. And I'm like, all right, where do I go from here? That whole college experience, I went from a very small, transferred to a very small high school for academic opportunities. I come from a small town that's kind of political. I ended up going to a different high school, had the opportunity to go to my dream school. When I got there, did good for a little while, and then it kind of fell apart. Like, that pressure got to me, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing this like for my parents or for me. So I got really hooked on like escaping from that. And when I was like 18, 19, 20, and we're just kind of escaped into video games and stuff, and like got into the dream school, could have done anything I wanted. But I got really addicted, like video games and stuff, because I didn't want to drink, didn't want to smoke. I was very kind of textbook, try to be as clean as I possibly could. I was raised that way. Didn't want to let my mom down. Got really addicted to the video games. It was a big distraction.
In college or? before
Yeah,
after
yeah, in college.
in
Yeah, I
college?
mean, I've always played them. I've always loved them. That
Yeah,
like probably undiagnosed like ADHD because
yeah.
like
Dude, even if you
that's.
don't have
But I
it,
mean,
social media
yeah,
social media will
yeah.
show the
They're
symptoms
like
of it. Like it's
yes,
crazy.
it will. It
Yeah.
will. Yeah, I mean, if I focus on something, I have that hyper focus. I get lost in it for like 8 or 6 hours. So it's like a superpower and a curse. I feel for a lot of people. I mean, everybody's got something, right? So
Yeah.
everybody has their own individual superpowers. I think and it comes with curses and drawbacks if you don't take full advantage of it. So I got really
Yeah.
addicted to video games and kind of blew up there.
What
Ended
were
up.
the I just want to
Oh,
slow you
sorry. Go ahead.
down because you're like speed
Yeah,
running through this.
we're like a quarter of the way.
We're only 5 minutes in. It's gonna be a 15-minute
Okay.
speed run.
I mean, it's 110, right?
Like, I'm curious, what were the pressures like? You got into your dream school. That's your academic,
Right.
like, I peaked.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
Right.
was it the pressure where it's like, am I being true to what I want? What were the pressures when
A
you were
lot of
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was there, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of us probably like high school girlfriend crush that was younger, like a year behind me. So I was separated, and then so I was focused on like that, and
Yeah.
that kind of interfered probably with my like baseball, like in high school. I came off a lot of injuries when I was in little league. I got tendonitis really bad in my elbow. I couldn't throw. I was in a brace. Then freshman year of high school, uh, I broke my arm being a jackass after one of the games. We beat our rivals team, and I jumped over my friend's back, flipped, and cracked my elbow on the sidewalk. So I'm
Jesus.
like, oh, that's broken. And he says, no, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, I think it is. And I went to the hospital, and yeah, it was cracked. So I had like the half cast, and I was still doing that every night. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Um, and it's probably because it's the same arm I'd already broke when I was a kid, jumping off of something way too high, being just careless and taking unnecessary risks, you know.
Damn.
I come off of that broken arm, got to play out the end of the season a little bit, and still had to my advantage not playing as many games, you know, and still coming back in helped me have the highest batting average on the team.
Damn.
But then come my junior year, I tear my rotator cuff preseason,
Yeah.
not stretching in the cold, trying to impress the old coach whose son from my hometown played in the major leagues. My dad played for him one season. His son played at the Yankees way back in the day.
Damn.
Like my area, North Carolina, has got a lot of. I mean, there's professional athletes from everywhere, but at that time I was also getting pitching training. I blew my rotator cuff out trying to impress this dude. I could only do like I couldn't lift my arm up, so I had to throw like that. So that doesn't really work. So I was out for that season. Went to physical therapy, worked it back. I started throwing again. It wasn't the same anymore. And I've messaged Jack about this a little bit too, as far as like it clicks, it catches, but like once you know, it doesn't always go back the same. Especially as a kid, I didn't really know how to nurse that back the right way.
Same way. I fucked it up during water
Yeah.
polo during high school.
Yeah.
Like it was the same issue. I was a goalie. I had to fucking keep throwing that. And then I would just throw it 70% of the way. When I reached my limits, my accuracy would be shit. So the goal was like, I have to increase my throwing distance. So then I can throw it more accurately and more quickly. So then I'm just like, keep fucking cranking the arm. And then it's just like still, it doesn't feel the same, the shoulder. It's been like 6 years, bro.
No, and it's scar tissue in there, who knows, but you know,
yeah,
I just kind of tough it out at a certain point, you know. But yeah, so after that happened, I walked off the field. The coach's son was also on the team. So at the high school level, that didn't vibe very well with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so he was getting kind of favored because of that. And that's why as a coach now, if my kid messes up one time, it's probably a little too hard on him, but you know, if he wants to be out there, he's got to give me 100% effort.
Yeah.
Transferred schools, batted my junior year, and then I was getting into the girlfriend distraction. You had a girlfriend, really got distracted on that. I still did all right, still batted like over 300, but I was definitely more focused on teenage boy brain things, not so much like having a goal and a purpose beyond just getting done what needs to be done. Those expectations, like short-term expectations instead of long-term goals.
Happens, man.
So then we broke up in college, and that became like a big thing, and that was like drama, unnecessary when I need to be focused like on school and all this stuff. So yeah, they kind of just got distracted in all the video game stuff. Then my parents, we had Hurricane Matthew come and hit in North Carolina where I'm from.
Yeah.
My parents, I got a phone call when I had just started my junior year. I at Carolina. I remember it raining day after day. And I was on the computer playing video games like the whole time because I just bought like a PC and stuff. And here we are. I build PCs now, so I guess it kind of works out. But yeah, so I got a phone call that my parents' house is getting flooded. I need to come home and like help them like move. So we had to like the water was literally like 1,000-year flood event where I was located. The water level normally sits around like between like low level flood stage starts around like 15 feet. I mean, it broke all time records. It was over 30 foot, like the river was. So it was double like moderate flood stage. So it was like 1,000-year flood event. I had to rush and help them get all the furniture in the house up on cinder blocks. I've always been into fitness. Like even if I was goofing off video games, I was still going and like punishing myself in the gym and all that. So I didn't stop being physically active. My whole life I've been go. So that's where I can put that drive in that direction and it like be beneficial to me rather than get obsessed with like the fitness and like nutrition, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, had to get that up. And I'm probably talking like really negative, but this is just some crazy stories. It's certainly been an experience, the whole journey. But yeah, out of that, coming home, staying with them for a while the house got flooded. They were out of their home for over Christmas, had to get into an apartment. Luckily my grandfather, he owned some rental property. He's since passed away, but at this time he was alive. He let my folks stay in one of his apartments. Yeah. While their house was getting renovated, tearing all the old insulation out and mess from the floodwaters. It flooded the sewer systems and all that. So it was a nasty mess for a while. The whole town set a lot of stuff back. But I know Texas has that stuff going on now, and you hear, I mean, it's everywhere. Yeah. Kind of similar to like the North Carolina, like what hit back in last hurricane season, and we're kind of getting into it now. But getting back to that whole deal, I ended up meeting my kid's first mom while I just turned 21, and before I turned 22, I'd had a kid with somebody. Shit. Again, getting distracted with the girls, not coming home for a little bit. She definitely fed into my ego some. I ended up finding out I was going to have a kid while I was still living up at Chapel Hill. So then I had to move home and kind of just figure out, holy crap, what am I going to do? Yeah. I'm a college kid, already struggling with video games being a distraction, ignoring responsibilities I have. And it's like, now you're going to be a dad. So, yeah. And like, I only knew the girl for a couple months. So this was not like we were dating kind of thing. Yeah. She was very much like, yeah, that was a mess of a relationship, but I got my first son out of it. It's been a journey learning to be a father, each and every day. Yeah. My main thing now is I don't want to let him down. I see myself in him, but I see so much more, all the things that
when you had that,
yeah. Do what?
When you had that moment where you're like, video games are getting to me. I can't do the shit I want. And I'm being distracted with girls, and then this hits. When you're in that video game addiction, you're in this safe rut. You're not thinking straight. Yes. Your brain is foggy. You're right,
exactly. Right? You're in a different world. Like, you're not worrying about real reality. You're off in your own little reality, hiding away and not dealing with shit you need to be dealing with.
And I'm assuming 21, you're like, I got internships I should probably be looking at, and other shit like that. Yeah. And delaying on that. I know what that's like. Yeah. And then it's like, now I have another being depending on
pretty much. Like, so
how did you take that? That's the question. I didn't even ask my question. It's like
oh boy,
how did you transform, bro?
I'm still transforming. Yeah. Every day is a new thing. He's about to be 7. Yeah. Or he is 7. He's about to be going to the 2nd grade, I mean. So now like it moves so daggone. It's like all been a blur since then almost. But like it's been the most beneficial. So much good has come. It's just been the greatest thing that's ever happened is fatherhood for me. It saved me. It brought me out of that. I had to, like I said, well, if I'm in this situation and I'm playing too many video games, I might as well get a degree in something related to it. So I ended up getting a degree in simulation game development. Oh shit. So like a little, So I went to school transferred out, had it because I had to move back home. And luckily there was a community college. I got to the university, then went to trade school, and it clicked with me. This makes sense. These are things I'd actually need to be doing. Yeah. And I would play video games whenever he was a baby then. So he would be sleeping, I'd be playing video games. Did not sleep much. Started working for my grandfather and his rental property stuff. I I was at a job trying to support my son. I had to move back home with my folks for a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it started with just trying to learn how to be a father. And her and I, we were together when he was born for about 3 months, and it did not work.
Yes.
So trying to single dad while still in college, 22, it was trying to figure out. I just felt like I needed to be doing something for him,
Yeah.
and
When did
yeah,
that
I don't know
drive kick
how
in, dude? I got to hear more about that
a little bit.
transformation. Like, because you said, it sounds like you just try to like do whatever it took to
Yeah,
figure it out, pretty
whatever it cooked
much.
to yeah. So I had a lot. Luckily, my grandfather, he wanted, big on family.
Hmm.
He was pretty wealthy. He would write rental property and stuff. He was one of the bigger taxpayers in the town, but I would never take his money. It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I wanted to work for it. That's still kind of how I am. I was working with him for a while, learned how to do a lot of skills like that. So I was busy learning a lot of those skills,
Gotcha.
working with my hands while still also doing the technical side of schooling. I like picked up Photoshop skills and some web stuff and Unreal Engine and just game dev stuff. I had a choice to pick once because I finished my degree, found a really good team of folks, and we ended up having, because the program's 2.5 years, but it's a full run. It doesn't take the summer off. It's straight all the way through. Having summer classes and stuff, and your final project to graduate is the team. So you have to get recruited for a team. They just tell you, all right, here's your graduating class. Y'all get together. You have 6 months to make a game. Go. And so that's kind of that's what we did. But luckily, I'd already, there's a lot of awkward introverts in like that
game design.
So
and full of
it is. I had a little bit of advantage being very extroverted and stuff, and growing up doing Boy Scouts and having to become an Eagle Scout and be able to present myself and have interpersonal communication skills. I connected with a lot of the older ones, like actually like parents and people like had already gone to school, had come, done their degree stuff, and they're coming back to like doing game design because it's like something like their passion, their heart's in it. So I found a really good team. And ended up doing like a small little company, did a presentation at ECGC, East Coast Game Developer Conference, for some demos. We still have an LLC, and I'm still in contact with them, but they kind of, after we graduated, got the capstone project out of the way. Had to present in front of local game developers. We're in North Carolina, and Cary is where like Epic Games and like Fortnite's made and stuff.
Oh,
like
shit.
Right down 40 minutes away, this Fortnite.
Wow.
RTP area is one of the biggest locations in the country, besides like LA and like Texas, for game dev. So I'm in a really good location for it.
Yeah.
Then they got kind of team kind of split up because everybody had their professional stuff happen.
Yeah.
I was still working for my grandfather then, so I remember having him call me into his office, and him asking me, "Do you love this, doing this kind of work?" I said, "Well, yeah, I like doing it." He says, "No, do you love doing this work?" He says, "Because I know you've gotten your degree and stuff." And he was 90 years old having this conversation with me, so he was still sharp. He lived until he was 92, 93.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because his doctor had told him, if you stop working, you die. So he took that to heart. He kept on working. My voicemail is still full from messages. He would call me like 3 a.m. because he's on pain pills and stuff, being that age. So he was like thinking it was 3 p.m. And I got voicemails on there like, "Hey, Rock, it's 3. I'm up here at the office and I don't see you or nobody around. Just trying to say," I'm like, I'm not answering this. I'll just leave it on here. I'd be still awake at that time. Funny, because I'd be playing, got really addicted to video games, and that's one of those addictions. Not addicted, but I would go to work, do physical manual labor out in the sun, like on a tractor, cutting grass, landscaping, doing maintenance stuff. Then I'd go to the gym after, and like work out, and then on the weekends I'd have my oldest son. I only had one at the time. So I'd do that, and then I'd stay up playing video games and maybe sleep 3 hours and get up and do that all the next day. It was not the best of it, but I was single at the time, so it was like, I could work, I got my kid when I need to, getting in really good shape, and it was really probably good for my mental health at the time, because every time I take a break from the gym, my mental health suffers, I've noticed. But so I was still in moderation. I learned at that point everything's good in like moderation. I can enjoy the video games, I can enjoy working, I can enjoy my kid, I can balance all those things out. But I was getting to the point where I'm ready to get out of my parents' house. They were helping me out a lot. I was saving up, covering needs for my kid and paying child support that we agreed upon. Because I took her at like her value, because she was already a parent.
Yeah.
So probably not the best idea as a single guy in college to get with a single mom, but that's all hindsight.
Yeah.
But it's all worked out. Like, that's part of the plan, I feel, and part of my journey to becoming a father. I remember that conversation with my granddad, and I said, yeah, I do love it. So I kind of committed then to because my dad he and his dad did not have a good relationship, or my dad and my grandpa. My grandpa had a good one with me, and I butt heads a lot with my dad, but it's kind of just being in the same household, similar mannerisms and everything.
Yeah.
I was doing the rental property stuff, single for a while, decided to start dating again, and met my future wife. Right before that happened, my grandfather's wife, passed away in 2019. So my kid hadn't even turned 2 yet. She had dementia really bad. She'd had a lot of strokes. She was basically like bedridden for the last 2 or 3 years of her life. Recluse, kind of just stay in the house, had in-home care, which was really expensive, you know. So my granddad had a lot of wealth, but he loved his wife more than anything. He invested all that into her care, making sure she had somebody around the clock looking after her.
Yeah.
And he really was, as far as caring for his wife and stuff, he wasn't the best father, but he worked really hard and tried to make his money. You know, he worked hard for his money, so I guess he would try to do what he could to make up for the fact he wasn't around with his money, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
And she had a pretty bad stroke in 2019. My granddad got sick the night before her funeral, so he didn't make it to her funeral. He was admitted to the hospital the same day as her funeral. Pneumonia, bad case of pneumonia.
Yeah.
So he ended up going to the hospital, coming out of it, going to the rehab facility. He was on some drugs while he was in the hospital, and he came out praising God, basically. Like, he had been somewhere. I remember my mom talking to him, and he would be talking to you, but he would be looking right through you. Like, he had been somewhere and come back. And the first thing he said when he came back was that he wanted to see my dad, and told him he loved him. He's been somewhere and it was not good. He was just praising God. I grew up in youth group and had some spiritual experiences, but that's really when things started to move towards the spiritual, supernatural direction, and having a God like presence in my life. Just seeing it through other people. I think that's really where I was out of balance the whole time.
The spirituality.
So because I was kind of just doing my own thing. So then he was in the hospital, in and out, and then 6 weeks after her funeral, we had his funeral, pretty much.
No way.
So he passed away. Yeah, he passed away. So funny story is they met way back in the day. He was from the same area I'm from, like the same county, but a town over, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's where he grew up, and his dad grew up, and his dad grew up 20 miles down the road from that. My lineage around here goes back it's like even on my mom's side, it was like 1770 is like a wonder I tracked it back to. So I've been around here a while. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So they met. He went up to Virginia Beach, and his family was teasing him for getting a northern woman, being from North Carolina, going to Virginia to get. So you found you a northern woman.
Yeah.
But he met her up there, and after 6 weeks, he proposed to her. I always thought, he met her in 6 weeks. Decided in 6 weeks he'd marry her, and he couldn't go 6 weeks without her. So that's when he left. That's what he wanted to be with her.
Yeah.
So on his deathbed, he wanted me and my dad to handle all his mess for him. I didn't know how any of his stuff was set up as far as like a estate and trust and all that stuff. So ended up working for my grandfather's trust for a while. I was managing all the stuff at 22 or 23. It would have been 2019.
Yeah.
My son, he was because he was born in 2018, so it would have been 2019, 2020, all the way up through. I met my future wife. I'd been like on like some like trying to date around and stuff and finding the right person. My grandfather was like trying to marry me off in the hospital. Yeah. So I needed he was like trying to talk to the nurses and stuff, and because he knew I wasn't with my kid's mom anymore.
Yeah.
So he was like trying to look at that nurse. I'm like, dude, please stop. I can do this myself if I need to. So I'm like, dude, it's
like trying to raise up the nurse. He was
a trip, man. He really was. And I was like, please stop. Like, please, Grandpa. I'm literally just here help you trim your beard and stuff.
He starts showing photos, starts pulling photos out of the back pocket.
Yes. Well, he was on a flip phone. He didn't believe
shit.
in smartphones, so he was on a flip phone and all that stuff. And so he like tried to show, look at the picture. This like 144p. I'm like, they can't even see that. What are you showing them? So I was already kind of dating some people. The same day he died, you know, is the same day I went over to my future wife's like house and spent time with her. And she already had a child. And his father was not in the picture, still not in the picture. He'd basically signed his parental rights away completely. He didn't want anything to do with it. Jeez. So I started dating her, and, you know, my name to my kid is Daddy. So then he hears that. I'm like, oh, crap. So kind of in that situation again, but it's somebody that feels really good for me. And so the same day he passed away, in hindsight, probably dealing with loss and stuff, so I need somebody to comfort me right now, because my dad was all stressing about the trust stuff. My mom's mom was still sick, and she was 98 at the time. So she was taking care of her all the time, and I was taking care of my kid and working, trying to handle that. Like Jordan, and, you know, we did things go really well. So kind of then the weird paranormal stuff started happening after my grandma on my mom's side passed away. So she ended up passing away. And I'm not trying to like be
within
like
2 years.
It's within 6 months. Yeah,
6
I
months.
lost my grandparents in six months.
I'm not saying
so that. No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be depressive, but I'm like, this is really stuff that's like just happening, kind of just recounting it, everything that's happened. Like, haven't had a break. Really, like, I had a great childhood and everything, but like since like going to college, house flood, this and that. So it's been like one thing after the other. Been, you know, having like becoming a father and kind of becoming a man I'm meant to be, and becoming a father to a child that's not mine. He has his own challenges. He's probably on the spectrum. His brain certainly works in his own very unique way. My grandfather passed away the 29th of October, 2019. Her birthday was the next day, and she was born 2 minutes before Halloween. And then all the weird paranormal stuff starts happening, like toys lighting up. I got videos of all this stuff. Like, I've documented it just because I'm like, am I going crazy? Because I would drink, but my addiction was like video games. So I didn't never smoke any of that, never smoked. Only drank socially like once a month. So I'm like, and I'm very, very science minded, not really spiritual then at the time. Then all this just weird stuff started happening with like toys lighting up and yes, that is, it is. But yeah, it certainly opened my eyes to, she really opened me up to, you know, like God and having a relationship with God. Yeah. And that's really what I was missing, you know, and I didn't fall into that until, having a lot of loss, and kind of like what he was telling me about Eric, what Zach was saying about Eric today, when the big shift happened for him, I feel that's what I got out of it. That really resonated with me was, like his like role model Eric passing away, and then quitting his job and kind of having that shift on, okay, what man am I going to be, like, for myself, like not just for my kid, but for my kids to look up to. At this point, I'm managing rental properties, and we pay for the state of North Carolina. We're paying over $50,000 in property taxes, so it was a pretty decent. We had rental properties and commercial, and all that. So I'm trying to figure out how to manage that pretty much on my own, because my dad never wanted any part of it. My granddad's on his deathbed. It's just like, all right, pressure's on you. Come do it. So it's still tied up in probate and property being distributed. It's finally, you know, after, it's probably going to take a total like 6 years for all this stuff to finally finalize. It's been a mess with the trustee, drama and all that mess going on. But that's certainly been a background stressor. Ended up getting married.
But where did you see yourself grow throughout all this? Like you said,
so a lot of it was spiritual stuff started happening, just signs that there was more at play than just like life happening. We're born and then we die, kind of a thing. Yes, exactly. Yeah. A lot more was kind of, I was like being pushed a certain direction, you know, to do these things. And I would, you know, my grandfather, he would rent out to churches and stuff, like in areas in the town. You're not supposed to do that. Like, it's probably against code and stuff, but he like, all right, if you love God, then sure, you know. I'll clear out like like knock out a wall in an office space if you want to put a little like small church thing, but you can't call it a church. You got to call it a ministry, because
Oh,
otherwise, if you put church, that's going against the code and all that. So he had a few ministries in his building, and getting to know them, I was surrounded by it, but it still wasn't really clicking.
yeah.
I was certainly being like pushed a certain direction. While dealing with all the stress, I had I took my own little office space connected to like the main office building, property management. I just started tinkering a lot with like computers, because I started doing that in college, just working with my hands to keep my brain busy from all the other stuff, rather than just getting on a video game and just kind of staring at a screen and like getting numbed out, like actually like focusing like my
Yeah.
attention onto like a task at hand. So I ended up just working on computers a lot. That was already after I had my degree, so I'd already done the software and design side and kind of get into the hardware and stuff. And so I kind of start my own little side business out of there when I have my free time.
Yeah.
Trying to channel like that, all the chaos and the stress into like, you know, I think I've used the analogy before of like in the chaos, like the storm and stuff, because like we got flooded, the hurricane started it all. Instead of like fighting the storm, you know, kind of just like using like the storm to like propel you where you need, like just using that to like propel you forward.
Rather than trying to fight it,
So I'll just,
pretty much.
yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you can't tread water and honey or something. I'll think of some country saying at some point.
Tread water and honey.
Yeah,
Where are you?
he's a beekeeper, so that's one of his things. So,
That's really hard.
so I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another reason my dad and his dad didn't really click, because my granddad was very much like business, 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 and my dad kind of grew up in the '60s and '70s, so he definitely was more on the natural side of things. So he'd do like beekeeping and grow blueberries and big into nature and fishing and going to the mountains. Um, it's funny how we try to do opposite things of our dads, and we end up being kind of like them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how your relationship is with your dad, but that's kind of
It
what
flips.
I've.
It feels like.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things was like, you're acting just like him.
I hate
my
that.
mom, but
Even if people say
yeah,
that about me and my dad, I'm like, fuck.
yeah.
And then,
And
but
you end up, what the? Yeah, it's like those commercials was like, don't become your parents.
the New Balance on.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So they didn't really click on that. But like, I clicked a lot better with my dad than he did with his dad. At least each generation we're doing better. And that's the message I was getting on where I was being guided. It's up to you each generation. That's something I heard from my dad. He's brilliant on some things, and some things it's like talking to a brick wall. But whenever he's, you know, he's 70, so he's got a little bit of wisdom in there, even though he might have fried his brain growing up in the 70s.
Yeah.
But yeah, to build each generation as an improvement upon the last. That's the pressure I feel now becoming a father. And that's what I was picking up then, building something. My grandfather built things, and my dad grew up to the point where he could just be a professional hobbyist for his whole life.
Yeah.
Which, and looking at that, I'm like, oh, it kind of that, you know, looking at that, you see like, oh, you don't have to work that hard to get things, but you really do, because if you're just benefiting from the previous generation, that you know. So I was like, so I started a little computer business in that little office, and I've ended up building like a website out, and I was really just, and I still operate in just the local area. So going off right after, while I was doing that, things were going pretty good. And then I was fired by the executor of the trust, for my own family's business. My dad was too, because he was working there, managing the properties. I was fired in 2023 from that. I've been doing it for like, no, I've been doing longer than that, because that's like, he passed away in 2019. So I'd been doing it for over 4 years at that point, because I was working before he passed away. So I'd been working for my family's business for 4 years, managing the stuff. Like I was doing the landscaping. I was on the roofs, doing roof work, meeting with potential tenants at the different spaces wherever needed.
Yeah.
Save money. YouTube, fix this, general maintenance stuff, and the Lowe's, and picking out the whatever's needed. He had apartments and office spaces and raw land, so a lot of that kind of landscaping stuff. Picked up all those skills, and then all right, well, it's kind of coming to a close, and we're gonna have to get rid of your job. It basically fired everybody from, and
what the hell?
Yeah, so then I was unemployed for a bit. At this point, I had just gotten married, moved into a house with my wife, my stepson, and my first son, I don't know if I need to get into that now,
Yeah.
because throughout all this, I'd also gotten primary custody of my oldest son from his mom. Like I said, we didn't have a very good relationship, and there's valid reasons for that. So I got primary custody of him, moved into a house, got married, then got fired. So I was unemployed for a while. Really was struggling there for a bit. Started some not so healthy habits, because like I would still do like video games again. Like I didn't have time much for that anymore, but I started playing them a little bit again. Kind of probably get a little into it too much.
Yeah.
Also smoking. Like I didn't like drinking. It didn't go well in my system, but like smoking, marijuana specifically, was one thing that really helped and hurt,
Yeah.
Because at least I can just relax now.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't gonna let like I had a family to provide for, so I put in, it was like it kind of it was an opportunity to shift my life in a different direction. I already had built a website, had some like reputation in the community, somebody that could do that kind of work. There was opportunity for a new school that opened up in the local area, and K through 12 charter school. So I put an application to like be their campus IT or whatever. I can handle that. It's like building computers and stuff. So
Yeah.
So I ended up getting that job after 4 months of being unemployed. I had just really started the family venture with kids in the home, like all the time kind of deal. Had custody of my son, was trying to look, because he hadn't started kindergarten yet. He was about to go into kindergarten.
Yeah.
So like perfect time, opportunity, stressing over the getting fired from my family's business and holding resentment. And I mean, like I said, it's still ongoing, but while that's going on, it's like you're being pushed in a different direction. I remember praying. Well, I was really stressing out. And that's when I started more spiritual practices as well.
Yeah. You get into them.
Like,
yeah.
Meditation. I don't know if you've looked, just doing obsessive research on consciousness and stuff, like, pretty much, like, because I'd had a lot of supernatural stuff happen at this point, because this would have been 2023.
Yeah.
Complete perspective shift from where I had been just a few years before. Started doing a lot of prayer, meditation, grounding, and stuff like that to try and kind of like just experiencing a lot of different things. Probably went a little too extreme. I did like CIA gateway tapes and stuff, or like brain hemisync and things like that to try. Dude, I don't know if you know what that is, but
I don't know, but I've heard of the CIA's brain experiments or some shit.
Well, it's like the Men Who Stare at Goats stuff, if you believe in it. But I mean, it was funded, like, so unless it's so went down a few different rabbit holes on that stuff. I didn't have a job. I was bored, so that was kind of one thing. And so really started getting to like some spiritual practices and kind of just figuring it out myself. I wanted to have this experience on my own and try and, have my own kind of, I've experienced the paranormal and supernatural, and I want to kind of get to know God, because I know there's more going on here than just the normal day-to-day.
Yeah.
Start praying more. End up getting the job at the school. End up having my son start kindergarten where I'm working. Part of the reason I have custody is because he was kind of kept from me. I had to go through a lot of stress and being separated from one another. Somebody tell you, no, you can't see your kid just because you have a new girlfriend and trying to get married. Having him close by gives me a lot of peace, and him a lot of peace from being separated from me for a bit. So kind of starting like that new chapter of a new job, with like taking my kid with me, having my stepson come with me. Next year, it clicked. I thought it was going to be really easy just working on computers. It was more like customer service stuff, like, because teachers working in a school, I'm on boots on ground, kind of helping staff all day long. That's still my job right now. I love it because I'm close to my kids. But yeah, and then this past year in March, the day before, my car broke down. Had to get a new car. And so it's like all the things,
right?
As a site for the school and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Car broke down. I'm like, oh, great, here's another thing. So I end up finding a good deal on a new car and stuff. So I'm like, all right, new, getting new school, new job, new car. And then while all the new going on, find out I'm going to have another kid. So
another new.
So that's, another new. So I remember This was during the time I've had a lot of these, like I said, the supernatural experiences happen. I remember just the night, because I was still smoking at the time, like a lot,
I
because
remember.
it became one of those habits. So
Yeah.
I was just blistered on the couch, just laying there. My wife got home from work because she started bartending, which I was not fond of. She comes in and brings me, like, I already knew it. She's like, I have something to tell you. I'm like, okay, I already know it. Just gut instinct. I already got 2 run around. I kind of have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And blistered on the couch, she brings home a bag, and she's like, you're not surprised? I'm like, not really. I kind of just, but because I didn't want to show it, I was toasted. Like, I was messed up. And that's probably not a good impression. But I remember laying after, remember going outside after everybody else in the house was asleep and laying on the kids' trampoline in the yard, just looking up at the sky and just like started crying, like just thanking God for an opportunity to be a father again and to do it the right way.
Yeah.
As I was praying with tears in my eyes, this bright green, like I don't know if like a bolide, which is like made of certain materials, like a green meteor shoots like right over my house, like through the clouds, like lit clouds. I was like, whoa, that's a sign. Since he was born, he's been River, his name. So then,
It's a good name.
yeah. So he was born in 2024 of March, and then still working at the job. And when I got to the job, I started coaching, which I hadn't, kind of came back to, like, and again, another unexpected thing with children. Like, didn't plan on ever working in school, ended up getting to school, never planned on having, like, kids, but here I am, like, one after another, like, not part of my choice, but kind of like what I was destined to be a dad, how I've settled into it.
Yeah.
I've never felt so fulfilled working with children and helping them, especially the opportunities I've had in schools, and they come into my office and vent to me about stuff. When I got started working there, the assistant athletic director of the school was one of my underclassmen in high school.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And he was a baseball guy. So I said, well, I'd love to help out. And they ended up sticking me in an office with from high school.
Yeah.
Because his name's Crocker, so it was Rock and Croc because our names rhymed. But they didn't know that he used to coach me in baseball at my first high school. He switched over to wrestling. So I asked, and I was like, something about baseball is calling me, and like the kids. So I'm like, well, is there a coaching opportunity? Because my best friend had just started coaching at the other high school that I worked at, or that he worked at. So after he got fired, he worked at a school coaching baseball, and then I found a job and started coaching baseball, kind of like competing with him a little bit, because he and I grew up, like, since we were best friends since we were 2. His name's Chris. So we were always rivals growing up, best friends, but also rivals.
Yeah.
That like brother from another mother kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a torn rotator cuff anymore, so yeah, I'll at least throw BP to the kids. I'd been out of the game for a long time for sure, but I feel like forming those relationships with the kids and because I had a lot of bad coaching experiences growing up as a kid. Had some really good ones, but I remember the bad ones too.
Yeah.
And so I learned how not to be towards them. So I said, well, I'll make the most of this opportunity. If I can't help them much with baseball, I can be somebody that listens to them. They end up having a really good team. Baseball found me again, even though I passed up opportunities and had regrets over it that I never even thought about.
Yeah.
So an opportunity to reflect on my past and things I had done wrong back in the school, but in a different role where I can help kids and maybe not make the same kind of mistakes I make. And I feel like that's what it's all about, what this community is about. We're all trying to make the world a better place, I feel like, for our children ultimately. That's the most important thing, but also for one another, to grow and develop as men, to set an example for them. And everything. So that's where I was, but I still felt like there was more for me.
Yeah.
I still feel that way, and I'm still at the same job, but I'm feeling really driven now to do more. And like, my relationship with God's way different now. So I was volunteering a lot of my time, like to the baseball and stuff, and in hindsight, probably taking away time, like, with my family that I could have been spending there. I kind of got wrapped up in the excitement of that. My wife would work weekends, bartending late at night, and I would be at home with the kids on the weekends. So work was kind of my time to do this. It was really rough on us. So back in March of this year, right before my son's the day before my son's first birthday, she broke the news to me that she's gonna be moving out. So that's ongoing right now. But again, I know I've been given a lot of these tough experiences to learn and to, almost like we're being tested.
Yeah.
God definitely, you test him, he's going to test you right back. Like this about wrestling with God and things like that. If, he's your father, he's going to kick your ass if you wrestle with him for too long. That's kind of at this stage in my life, a single dad again, hopefully, whatever. I'm just doing everything I can for my kids right now. I think Crusade is a really good opportunity for men's mental health. It's like, no, dude, get your shit together, man up, toughen up, a body, mind, and spirit, and get after it. Like, this is what you're like meant to do. And so like finding Crusadia during all of this I'm going through right now, while still being the best dad I can for my kids. I kind of backed off of the coaching for the school, gained a lot of experience there, so now I can put that into my kids. And if baseball's not my oldest kid's thing, then he's got my dad for basketball, and the kid loves basketball too. He loves staying active and trying to get in the best shape of my life. I know I wrote that down. I shared that. The news kind of happened after I kind of got into a funk. The top thing on my list is I'll be in the best spiritual, mental, and physical shape of my life. And then 3, I feel like I've accomplished that. Right now, I keep hearing the message, write things down, set goals, write it down. And that's something I've always struggled with is setting goals, but not having the chunks in between. At that point, you're just dreaming, right? Yeah. So build something, ultimately for my kids, because I know I have things coming down the road, inheritance-wise and stuff, but I don't want to feed off my family. I want to build my own thing for my children, for that to be something that they want to do. If they want to take up the mantle and the reins on that down the road, they can, and set an example of how a man should live. My story's got some extremes and ups and downs, but I feel like exactly what you're saying, everybody's got a story. I think Crusade is a really good opportunity for everybody to collaborate, build a community, share their stories, and be that generation that pushes from a masculine view and build a better world. It's tough out there nowadays. Media's got y'all negative. There's a lot good going on too. You can sit in that negativity, in that headspace, and you can tread water and honey. You can drown in it. It's hard, once you're in it. Yeah. But why are you in the honey? Why don't you just go get in the water?
Exactly.
It's like, get out of the honey. That doesn't make any sense. Why are you trying to do that? So like, don't, but yeah, as far as, right now, trying to work on a few different business things, a few ideas in the works, still working on. I had a sale today, funny enough. I was rushing around, had to rush off of working at IT, come home, swap a graphics card out because they like NVIDIA instead of AMD or Intel or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'll set it up with that one for you, because that's kind of what I do, is like customer service, whatever you want, I'll make sure you feel like you really got your money's worth. So I had a sale today, drove it and delivered it and everything. Came back, went to the gym, came back here. My oldest is up in the mountains right now with my folks. Being part of Crusadia, and just hearing other people's stories and everything, it's inspiring. I feel like a lot of people are going through similar stuff when sharing their experiences, learning from one another, taking a little bit here and there and applying it, to our everyday lives. That's what we got to do. Keep moving forward, no matter what adversity comes up. Training hard in the gym, not training hard for like ego and to like to flex and look in the mirror, but to, build that willpower, like the fasting and stuff as well. I've done a little bit of that, not on the level of like Rami and some of those other guys, Taco Bell, that'll call my name sometimes, but, yeah, but, whatever I remember we talked about that before, like whatever they put in that food, it's addicting. So, I think seeing other men around, because I'm 29, so seeing other guys around my age having that similar message, and trying to build something for the next generation, that's why we're here. That's why men build things. Some may think built out of pride and arrogance, but I don't feel like those things last the test of time.
They don't. They don't.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, man. I think now it's the time for transformation. And I think shit's going to get harder and harder in the next year or two.
Yeah.
And we can let it wear us down, or we can let it build us up. Radius thing has just been about how do you build yourself up no matter where you're at, no matter how you're feeling about it.
I know before I go, that every time before I work out, since kind of all this stuff's happened back in March and moving forward, before every workout I pray, for my body to be strengthened, so I can, body, mind, and spirit all as one to be strengthened. So like build my body up more so I can pull more out into others. Yeah, is kind of what I pray for before every workout. And man, it's because I was like down to 152 in March. Yeah. I was fasting like
on purpose, or you just didn't want to eat?
On purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was fasting on purpose, like 30 plus hours, just to kind of felt like I was purging a lot.
Yeah.
And then after that, rebuild myself in a way that I'm truly proud of. Not out of a place of arrogance, but like as an example for others. I've had adversities, but you just keep on moving forward. And like right now, like you're saying, this gonna get worse. It feels like that. That's always portrayed and presented all the time. So one of the things like to provide for my family is like, I just start gardening because like I live in my grandmother's house. That it was early inheritance thing on my mom's side. So like she I mean, this is an old home. She was 98 when she passed away, but she and I had a really special connection. I can feel her around sometimes, especially out of nowhere. I just started growing plants. I'm pretty good at it. I like growing my own food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I can give it to the kids, and they don't eat half of it, but it's still something, One of those other things, instead of getting on the video games and doing all that, building stuff and growing something, being able to know those skills, always being prepared for everyday life. You never know what might come at you. At least I got food to eat, all the necessities for my kids and my family. That's where my focus is now. Just keep providing, keep trying to build, take advantage of every opportunity presented as a learning experience.
Yeah.
Like grow.
Yeah.
So I lost the train of thought now that I've told said everything. But so I'm trying to move forward, coming up with new ideas, and like I do want to do something Crusade for everybody.
Yeah.
And how I can give back to the community, because it's helped me a lot, all their stories and being inspirations. I'm thinking of at least for guys in the US, trying to roll out a little new venture in the nutrition space. Still in the works. So I'm just trying to plan it out and have everything built so once I hit go, it's already set up for that, without giving a whole lot away right now, because it's one of those things like I'm trying to get it all together. But I feel like everybody's trying to do that right now. We're all motivating each other,
dude,
to
where it's at,
to be better.
And dude, you could build it while you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
If you just pitch it out there.
I know.
People will come up.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not alone in this.
It's like my pride, that's still there a little bit, No, I'll say my family on my mom's side, they did a farm supply store and growing things. So like with my garden, I've got definitely a new passion for something. A previous hobby of mine turned into a career for me. So right now I'm not looking for a career, more of a vocation and a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of trying to come up with a solid way to start growing plants and seeds and putting together really like nutritious, like nutrient dense foods and shipping them out like live plants that you can grow.
Damn.
Like here's everything you need to grow your own like superfoods and stuff. Just kind of what I'm looking at doing right now, and I hope in the near future to share that with you guys. Just plants take time, so you can't rush nature.
Yeah.
So that was a lot. I didn't speed run it too fast.
I mean, you got more in there, but
there's definitely more in there. But
yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. You can get into the nitty gritty details another time.
It'll come up by itself as well.
Yeah.
We don't need to force it.
Yeah. I don't like talking about myself normally, so this was really hard for me to do. But I was like, holy crap! At the same time, I feel lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lightens the load a lot, and that's kind of what you were saying as far as sharing. Like, don't have to do it alone. It's like, yeah, but I feel like I have to sometimes, but we don't.
I think that's how we sometimes deal with loss. It's just like
Yeah,
once
I'm still processing it.
you develop a
Yeah,
bond with someone and lose it, it's hard to then create that bond again. It takes a lot of strength. And
right,
sometimes you
and
gotta build yourself up to that. I mean, I've experienced that
yeah,
as well. So it's like
yeah, right, right, and
I
a lot of it right now, I don't want to. I want to feel and process it. Like, I don't want
exactly.
to a relationship or jump into doing this or jump into doing that. Like, settle in and process it and feel it in the present moment and not get so caught up on the stress. It's just having that mindset and having some spiritual practice, like some of like knowing that God's there, rather than just thinking of some genie in the bottle or magic figure in the sky. Knowing it's a whole different, like, once you know he's there, it's very comforting.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's got your back if you listen to him. Peace is there, and you got clarity, and you can put one foot in front of the other and just keep moving where you're meant to go.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's how you move forward. That seems kind of
Yeah,
obvious. I just feel like it's all coming together, man. I think like
it is.
when you go through shit in life, you're being built up to handle or do something meaningful. Then I think it's just the opportunity is going to come when it's going to come. And
Yeah,
if, as you said, like if you're open to it, if you see it as an opportunity, if you see it as like
yeah,
like almost like every time there's like a door closed on you, another door opens. And
right.
if you learn how to see that, it'll be like,
Yeah, and if God
going,
and if
yeah,
God's the one shutting that door, you ain't gonna be able to open it. If he don't want you to open it, it's not gonna open, man. It's like there's a door open over there. You need to go that way. Sometimes you gotta like go around, like you get stuck in traffic to get to point A to point B. You might have to go to point C, D, E to get back like to B. So
yeah,
but it's kind of taking that in stride and having that, learning opportunities. You're not losing, you're learning, and then you learn enough, you'll win. So
yeah. I feel like there's
yeah,
no shortcuts in life. If you don't
no,
learn it now, you're gonna experience it later. It's just
yep,
a matter of time. So it's just like might as well take it as they come rather than waiting for
absolutely,
someday or living in fear of something happening. It's
yeah,
rather like just take it
yeah.
face value and then just move on from it.
No, I get it. I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I said share my story, so I figured I'd get it all out, not to talk about it again. We're good.
You're gonna
So,
talk about it, man. Come on.
oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
maybe yeah. I think taking Zach's advice and writing down would probably be a better way, because then you can, like putting pen on paper,
Yeah.
having that extra layer of recognition of reflection as you do it and write it out, helps a lot.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I had on my list too, that I would start journaling and stuff. And I guess you could do journals through just audio and stuff, but writing that the extra layer is,
Makes a difference.
it does make a difference.
I like
But
both ways. I mean, it makes a difference, but I like audio better. It's just like a
yeah,
stream of consciousness kind of a
it
thing.
is. Yeah.
But it's
And
like,
I can be doing other
yeah,
crap while I'm,
I try to be intentional. Usually it's always after a drive. I'm sitting in my car before I go home and I'm just
Mhm.
recording random shit.
You
I just record my thoughts sometimes.
really?
Not that there are any insightful things. I think sometimes what happens is certain thoughts I'm just gravitating towards the entire day. And I feel like I can't get out of my head. And I'm like, there's no point in me thinking about like the logical part of me kicks in. It's like, why am I doing this? There's a little bit of frustration. Every time I lose control of what my brain is doing, there's this thing of like almost like not desperation to correct it, but it's like, what is it trying? What's the deal? It's like a baby crying and it's like, what's going on? And then pretty much that is just like letting it out, trying to make sense of it. And as I'm talking about it, it actually becomes more clear to me as to what is happening. As I hear myself say it, it
Mhm.
has a different layer of meaning usually. And that's what allows it to like get noticed. So the way I like to think about it is like your voice has a power to it. So whatever you
Yeah, I was
put
thinking
out
exactly. Yeah.
there, it kind of it can energize your body or drain it. If I imagine myself lying all the time, I think there's no like me being inauthentic, or if I'm going to work, I have to put on this mask of dealing with shit from people. Being authentic doesn't mean you're being rude, but if it's a certain work type of environment where it feels like I am being suppressed constantly, I push myself to go there and I push myself to behave and interact with people a certain way when maybe I don't have to. But it's just my conditioning that's leading me to interact with my manager a certain way, interact with my coworkers a certain way. Maybe there could be a different relationship I could form, but I have so much conditioning in me that's just preventing me from doing that like naturally. And so
Yeah.
I've noticed that the more it creates rigidity across like mental structures, physical structures. I think I get mad. Like if someone else like, it's like, man, why is this guy having an easy way? I had to fucking like bust my ass to like get to this certain level position. It's all constructed in my mind. I made myself think that that's the way to get there. I didn't consider other options, and nor did I.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I do.
and it's just about rewriting that and being like, all right, there's no one way to get there. But whenever something comes up, wherever these compulsions are coming up, if I'm able to try to understand them deeper, if I'm able to uncover not where the root cause is, but at what part of me is calling out and saying like these kinds of things. And it's not to criticize it. It's not to judge it. Joseph had this whole thing around ego, which I agree with, that I've been working on. The ego isn't something you push away just because you hate it. You know what I mean? Every part of us, depending on the situation, we love it or we hate it. And it creates friction internally. The more we are like, I like this part of me, I hate this part of me. And I'm just going to bring this part of me closer to me. I'll say, this is me and this is not me. All of it is you. You're not like,
Yes,
it's like saying my right arm is stronger than my left arm, but my left arm's not really an arm. It's just a limb attached to my body.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, dude, it's an arm. A different perspective. It's all about perspective. Somebody's like, dude, you have two arms.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I do have two arms. Like, what am I doing?
Exactly.
It's like just being conscious. I know that word is thrown around a lot, but like the true meaning of like just be aware of what you're doing. Like, you know, you can make a conscious effort to just stop that. I heard somebody say, it was Rami, the coolest thing about being a dude is just fucking do it. You're a fucking dude. Yeah, you can do stuff. You can do shit. Come on. You know? It's like, wait a minute, I'm a fucking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to get stuck in that negativity loop.
And in my head, that applies to literally everyone. If you want to make a change, just go do it. I feel like that's like why this whole mental health thing is just taking the thing it is. It's like everyone's stuck in their stereotypes that given since like whatever goddamn thing. It's like we're allowed to feel things and we're not allowed to feel things. Everyone's going to feel what they feel. You can't control it. They can't control it. But what you do with it, how you address it, how you embrace it, that makes all the difference.
At the end of the day, the only thing that you can really control is yourself, you know? So other people are going to have their mess going on, and just having that perspective of they're probably dealing with something. Like they probably got something going on, you know? And so like in those moments, just being understanding and not getting caught up in the stress, you know, having that separation outside perspective, kind of like, okay, you know, I've been there. I know what you're going on. And you can't tell everybody that, you know, everybody's got to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah.
Just trying to just have that mindset and like drop little breadcrumbs for them. And a lot of the times you listen to people ranting and going on, angrily saying the things that they already know is like the truth. Like my parents just had a guy with their neighbor in the mountains who's just like losing his mind because his dog keeps coming up to their house up there and like stealing our shoes off the porch and mess, and like it's just, and like go down there and like talk to him and be like, hey, your dog's been up there taking shoes. We'll call the pound then. You know, it's like, okay, you told us to call the pound, so we're gonna call the pound and just see what they're gonna say about it, because that's what you asked for. So but like they're upset about it, and rather than just dealing with it, you know, just getting upset and kind of pushing that out on others. That's like that first step. And like I found Rami's channel while doing all this. I'm like, I just had that realization, like, what am I doing? Why am I thinking this way? Like, I need to get back working out and clearing this mess out, learning to love myself. Like, without having that love, how can I give that like to other people if I don't have it for myself? Otherwise, you know, it's kind of like you're saying, like not authentic. I can't be the best for my kids if I can't like even be the best for myself, you know?
Huge realization.
Yeah.
I made
so you mentioned doing, go ahead.
I just want just on that same topic. The recent like thing I realized is everything that we do external, like the way we treat others, if you can really look at it and track it down, it's just how you treat yourself. if you can understand that, it's going to make a huge difference in how you treat yourself. You'll start treating yourself with so much more respect rather than just like, fuck, I'm a tool. I got to get up to do this. It's like, you can't treat yourself like that anymore. Because like everything around you, like it's just a manifestation of like how you treat yourself, how you embrace certain parts of yourself, even like how you speak to yourself internally, like in the internal dialogues.
Yeah.
And if those start to shift, you feel more love for people than hate, no matter what they do to you. And that just becomes a habit. And that's the key to a peaceful life. It's not giving a shit. Because that's the other route. It's just people just don't give a shit about people. They don't give a shit about themselves. They're like, this is my life. My parents assigned me this or whatever situation. They almost like give up their freedom so they don't have to take. It's a hard process to treat yourself well. Because you can't escape from yourself. You can get away from other people, but you can't get away from yourself. If you can, it's just going to come back stronger.
Programs, you know. I remember we talked before about coming from the IT field. Like you got Control-Alt-Delete, you pull it up, all the background processes running. You're like, okay, why is this like bogging up my memory? Why is this bogging up? Why, like, in these tasks, like, what are we doing here? We got to clean this mess up. And so, like, just that's kind of the tech analogy, I guess, for that. But like just clearing that mess out, and like focusing on like the tasks you have like at hand. Starting with yourself. Rami's thing, he says getting jacked is just like the first step. Like I get jacked body, but what am I gonna do with it? Like, you know, it's like you get in better shape. Like I can stay up longer, work harder. That's that first step. You can use the things I've learned with marijuana and video game addiction. You can either use it or abuse it for sure. So like you definitely do that with like fitness and too. Like you can be using it to like get girls and do things like that because there's power in it. Like, or you can spread that that strength and energy to others. Because we all feed off of each other. You know, like about, you know, go meet somebody and they have a weird vibe. You know, that's this week. And but like, and that was the thing about like Rami. Like whenever I first started like watching him, like he's like, okay, I get his vibe. Like he's got that swagger to him, but it doesn't come from like a you know what I'm trying to say. It's
he's
like
lighthearted
the place
about it. He's not taking himself too seriously. You know what I mean? I get what you mean.
He's lighthearted about it, and you can tell he cares. Like he's all in on. Like, because you look at him and he can look at himself and see, wow, this is really working, like the fitness side of stuff, and like here's what's worked for me. Give it a shot, try it out, see if it works for you. And it does work. That comes with confidence. It's like confidence and having confidence but not cockiness and not being complacent. Because I don't know if you ever watched Bro Science Life on YouTube.
He's got like black hair.
Dom Mazzetti. He has like the fake Italian accent, but he's like, he says some Matrix thing. It's like makes some James Bond and that. It's a really funny video, like the things about the pump. But that's like it really is like that, like seeing the pump in the mirror and like how you could be, but you'll never get there because the next time you get the pump, you're even bigger than before. And so it's like you're always trying to, but it's like not out of a place of ego. It's about knowing where you can get to. Right. So knowing, okay, I can be better tomorrow. If I keep working at this thing, I'll be better at it. You just got to start working at it, whatever it is. So right now, like, you know, every day, you know, like your health and wellness, that should be way up there on your list. And for myself, you know, being a father and having those responsibilities, that's top of my list. Having to provide and having responsibility and not shying away from it. That's really, you know, like.
And being mindful. I think the thing is what you mentioned earlier with fitness being this powerful weapon. It's like if you don't know where you're aiming, like if you don't know how to aim and you have this super powerful weapon that you just mindlessly built up, like you said, it's a path. It just makes, it's like if you're fat and you're unfit, there's but you have less distractions. You really can't. You like the opportunities are less for you to fuck up, but the opportunities for you to grow are also less. And I think the greater you expand that reach, it should be also accompanied with personal growth. Because that's why I think, like, I don't know about this whole steroids thing, but it's just like, if you just are like pumped up, like 6 months in, I'm like, you're not even that jacked in 6 months. I mean, unless you're
Yeah.
like a hyper responder to steroids. But it's just like you look like a guy who's been lifting for like 3 years, right?
And your hairline and your nipples are gonna swell all up, and you're gonna
Yeah.
people be like, you're gonna be really pissed off all the time. It's like, you're a little out of balance there, buddy.
Yeah. So it's not, I'm not going to discount their journey, but what's the motivation, right? At the underlying thing, even if they take trend, if they improve their body or not, if the underlying motivation, if you are still who you are internally when you started, then you haven't grown through the process. I think physical fitness is one way to do it. There's a lot of different ways, but at the end of the day, you should get, your soul should be a little wiser by the end of it, in a way. And if it's not, then it's like you're not digesting what you're eating. If every moment you're eating, are you really digesting it? Are you really like savoring? Because like you're only going to eat so much food in your life. You're only going to have so many seconds in your life. If you're not able to digest it and you're like, I'm not afraid of death, I'm not afraid of the future consequences, even if you're not, then do you truly value life for what it's offering you? You know? Obviously, all of us are going to be in that state where I'm going to be reckless. I'm going to do shit that's not in my best interest. Being able to grow from it, being able to embrace, being able to sort of digest it is the crux of the matter. Yeah. I think any tough challenge usually leads to personal growth. I think that's what Rami's goal is, even with having a perfect body. It's a personal growth endeavor more than anything. And it has to be very intentional too, right? You can't just be like, I can definitely just make gym part of the routine. Doesn't matter. However I feel, I just go to the gym. But like, if I can go to the gym and have a workout, I'm able to like process how far I pushed myself. I'm learning new techniques. How am I embracing it? And then if other people come, am I like putting myself in a position to teach them? It's something weird about me changing, other people recognizing I'm changing, how they react to me, and then how I react to them. And that process, me being able to carry myself the way I want to in that process, I feel like shows that that's what for me has represented a certain amount of growth. I mean, there's a bunch of these little loops, but like, I feel like there's these little pockets of loops that form of like, once I'm embracing this elevated state, it could be fitness, it could be finance, it could be like dream job, dream, whatever the hell, right? You've elevated to your next level. Then how do you handle yourself? And then you elevate to the next level. How do you handle yourself? I think there's a bit about that. I mean, Rami says about character, but yeah, I feel like we're talking about some mythical being, but you know what I mean? It's just the shit.
We're all mythical beings. Look in the mirror. You know,
I mean, in a way we are, bro. I don't want to say like we're all special, but like in a way I feel like
we all have our own gifts and superpowers and curses too, you know?
Yeah.
And like the it's like a weapon, like Rami said, as far as like you can either set like self-destructive, or I know an analogy I used was it's like a light, right? So it's like you can either be a lamp that radiates in every direction and is chaotic and you don't know, it kind of just sends it all directions, or you can be like that same amount of like, it's all energy, that same amount of potential energy, like but like laser focused, be zoned in to the task at hand, knock it out, give it your best effort, and then burn out on it and recharge. I mean, you're building up your energy, so it's like being able to focus that where it needs to be focused on, and just kind of just like sniper. That's what Rami says, right? Like like a sniper. Just lining it up and knocking it down.
I'm gonna add to that. I think the true end goal is you can be a laser and a lamp. You know what I mean? If you're a laser, if you have an enemy. But if you like, there's just something I heard. It's like when people don't have a problem, they tend to create problems for themselves. That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
If you have a laser and you got nothing to shoot at, you're gonna find something to shoot at. So
I just start shooting my own arm or whatever. Like people smoking cigarettes, just burning themselves with cigarettes. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I got nothing else to do. So it's like kind of that same kind of thing.
It's like that button. I think it was like an experiment where like, people were asked to come in and be like, oh, you're going to do a study. And it's like, just don't press that button. And that button shocks them if they press it.
Yes. Yeah, but they like,
keep pressing it.
Yeah, they keep pressing it just because they don't. You hear somebody screaming in the other room. I don't know if the actual study, like they actually were hurting her, or they would like fake it just to see how many times they would fake it, to see how many times they would do it. And they just kept, people. I mean, it was like a certain percentage
that's a different
would do.
This one shocked them. And then
wait, what? I'm thinking the one about shocking other.
empathy or some shit. This one was about
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
boredom and how we hate boredom more than anything else. If I'm like, I'll be like there in 10 minutes. Like, could you wait in this waiting room? And it's like, and then you see this button and it says do not press, just like a sign in front of it. They press it. 5 minutes in, it's like a pretty blank room. There's nothing to look at, no art. And they go press it. Like, there's like a shock, painful, but it's not overly painful. They like wait another 5 minutes and press it again. It doesn't matter if the stimulus is good or bad. It's just your mind needs stimulus. If you're bored for too long, you actually get brain damage. So it's just like, I mean, that's like days of, it's very hard to be bored for days. Your mind probably does something else. You start like hallucinating,
Yeah.
like you start doing
Yeah,
psychedelic
it'll
things.
it'll
Yeah.
come up with, it'll find a way to not be bored. Your brain is, and especially how like subconscious, like how it's been programmed from childhood and stuff too. Like that's a big thing as far as, are you okay being bored or not? And
Yeah.
that I have to be doing something. And some people just are.
Yeah.
I just can't wrap my head around it.
I
But
think
at the
it's
same time, like,
purpose,
yeah,
not purpose, but like
yeah,
goal. Like if the
yeah,
goal is always action oriented, when I was a kid, it's the same thing. I had a hard time meditating and I had a hard time sitting still because it's like so much energy. You want to do shit, you want to play. And then where it really got to me when I hurt my back, I was in like bed for a week. I couldn't get out of bed because like my right side of my body was pretty much paralyzed. I wiggled my toe, but it's like this.
what'd you do?
I fell down a flight of stairs
Oh, that's right.
and then I herniated my
Yeah, you told
disc.
me that. Yeah.
And then it's just like the sciatica from the right side of my.
Dealing with sciatica, it's just a little bit. I think I was trying to leg press too much way too early on.
Oh,
Like I was still like 156 pounds trying to press 600, and that was not a good idea.
Six.
And so that was really like really stupid. Because I was like, that's when I was like, I used to be like 180, so
Yeah.
like, I could do that then. I'm like, I'm gonna go in there and fucking it. So it did not work. Bending over in the garden, I felt like nerves shooting down. So I know what you're talking about. I had to take a break. But like, if you
Yeah.
kept, I can't even imagine how bad it would have been. Like
Yeah.
with
I mean,
if like you can't even move your feet.
I could, it's like, this is it. And then if I did more, I just couldn't. My muscles, dude, I was super flexible before it. The minute
Yeah.
I got damaged, all my muscles tightened up to the point where I couldn't move them. The muscles were so tight that you just can't move it. It's like your arm is stiff and you just can't
Yeah.
move it because your muscles are so, it's not that like you're flexing them. It's that they lost all their flexibility.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, I don't know, there was a tiny blood clot that was just
Really?
and the thing with blood clots is when they dry, they become really sharp, so they can cut your
Mhm.
nerve. But it was small enough where it didn't do
Right.
anything. The blood clot disappeared after 6 months, but then the phantom pain continued for like 4, 5, 6 years. And
Wow.
yeah,
Really?
so for me to walk without pain, I was able to walk without pain 4 years later.
When did that happen?
It happened in junior year of high school.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's when I was like varsity, we made it to state. Like that was in 33 years. That was the first time our high school made it to the state level. And then we had the dream team next year. I was going to be the goalie. The previous goalie was a pain in the ass to keep up with because he was like top 4 in the state. And then I had to match that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
prepared. I was training, volunteering at a hospital, and the elevators in the hospitals are really slow because you don't want the patients to
Mhm.
jerk up and down. It's a 9-story hospital. So what I started doing is I started jumping down flights of stairs. I could do it.
Just reckless crap for no reason,
I
right?
had pictures.
Impatient. These stairs that take too daggone long to go down. This elevator takes too long to go down. Why is the world not moving at the rate I need it to?
Exactly. I did swimming. So I didn't have like out of breath. I just started jumping the flight of stairs. I think it was like half a story of stairs at a time. At one point, I'm like, I'm not going fast enough. So let me do like a pivot midair. I land and I can grab the next handrail so I don't have to walk.
Ooh.
What happened is I turned, but only my upper body turned. My lower body didn't turn.
Yeah.
So then when I landed like upper body landed like this and the lower body was like twisted off to the side. And then the thing
Oh,
shot
yeah.
out. And then
That's gonna, yeah.
the worst part is I was in a hospital and I didn't even get treatment because I was too afraid of the medical bills. I was like, and I just bared with the
Yeah.
pain. I was barely walking, a lot of pain. And I was like, just standing there until the volunteer shift ends. I'm like, I can't do anything anymore. I'm just going to stand here. And they're like, I'm not sitting, I'm not doing anything. And then when I went out to my car, my mom could tell by the way I was walking something was wrong. And I'm like, yeah, could you lower the seat all the way down? So I lowered the seat all the way down, went chest first into the seat. And that's how I went home. More happened. But I think I was meant to get hurt. So it sucked ass. And then after that, I lost all my athletic ability. Like I couldn't walk properly without limping. I was too ashamed to tell my team that I got hurt because they'd be like, how'd you get hurt? I'm like, something fucking stupid. And then I just didn't sign up to go on the school team next year. And that was 3 months later.
Yeah, and there's like, where the heck?
Yeah, they're like, we need the goalie.
Yeah,
because I was the only goalie on the goddamn thing. And they went back down to the original bracket. And they're like, why weren't you there? And then every time they saw me, they start cussing at me. I'm like, bro. And I couldn't tell them that I got hurt. I didn't tell them. And I just felt guilty. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And so I just like ignored them. And I was like, bro. And then I feel like I like lost. I like failed someone. I failed the team or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It all stems from not want to take care of yourself.
I don't even know if that's not it. It's just like I fucked myself up.
Well, you did. Yeah. Those lessons got to be learned the hard way sometimes.
Yeah. So
pain is the best teacher, right?
I stopped working out for 6 years. Not 6 years. 3-4 years. And then I slowly started introducing it third year in. And then I couldn't do any lower body. I couldn't do any back because it was like my mid. So I could do my upper body fine, but then my shoulder was fucked up from all the throwing. And I'm like, how do I treat this? Because like when you're working with computers, it actually makes the throwing arm so much worse because the mouse is my right hand and it's always jutted forward. And then I'm like, so these days I'm just like spazzing out the lower traps, trying to bring the scapula in.
And probably just, from all the throwing, your rotator cuff was probably so stretched out from doing that motion so much. It naturally just felt comfortable to let it go forward. And when you try to go back, it's like, wait a minute, I don't have that. Like you're saying, you lost all that. Instead of losing your flexibility, it was too elastic at that point. So I like I said, tearing rotator cuff, that stuff, like it sucks.
Thank goodness that didn't happen. If you
the longer you ignore something, the worse it gets. You know,
it's like
and that's what you're saying as far as golly, and that's really weird. You mentioned the blood clot like on the nerve thing because my mom had she took a fall like 2 years ago, and she took a fall pretty hard on her hip and ended up having a blood clot on her nerve.
Yeah.
But in the middle of her back, and they didn't find it until way later. Luckily, it was a blood clot, and it ended up causing a tumor. But luckily, it wasn't cancerous. But she got to the point where she was having trouble walking. She still hasn't recovered. She had open back surgery, burning off the nerve and stuff. And I just remember her being in the hospital. We thought it could have been cancerous. You hear a tumor it's a tumor on your spine. You hear that, that's like, oh my gosh. But that's really interesting. You had the same clot thing on a nerve.
It's because when the thing herniated, basically a small droplet of blood basically came out because it tissue tore, blood vessels popped, and then that formed. You have your lymphatic system, so anytime your blood goes, your lymphatic system picks it up, brings it back to your bloodstream. But it's the lower back; it's all ligaments, and it's next to the spine. There's very little lymphatic system drainage or anything like that.
It's that's not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be bleeding from here.
Exactly. Luckily, the thing wasn't big enough, and it didn't cut my nerve, but it pressed up against it. And so it was that went away quickly. The blood clot became really small within a few months. But the phantom pain, bro, you keep thinking, because that pain is so intense when you get it, you keep thinking and then you just have that pulsate, you know what I'm talking about. Your
body's wired to, nerves are basically just organic wires, right? So your body's wired to be that way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just electrotherapy and stuff for the shock and everything. And I know, my mom's still struggling with, she can't walk the same as she did before having that happen. But again, it's been 2 years. And you said yours took 5 or 6.
To fully get better and get my mobility back. So I can touch my toes again. I think year 4 or 3. I could touch my toes again. Then I got my flex, because before I did Taekwondo and a little bit of martial arts. So then when they kick, so my hamstring flexibility was always pretty good. I could touch my palms to the ground. And then shit like that. And I've never been unfit in my life. From middle school, I was always into sports. I played basketball, football, soccer. That's the only 3 things my elementary school had. And in middle school, I did swimming for 3 hours a day. I kept that up. all the way till whenever I got hurt. Because swimming, then it transitioned to water polo. I always had a sport going on in the background of my life.
Yeah.
But in that point, dude, I was at a standstill. I couldn't do anything for months. And on top of that, I'm limping. And I'm in fucking like, I'm like 18 and I'm limping. I felt so bad about myself. And then losing all your athletic ability, that's like, goddamn. Me building that back up in the past 3 years, I think. Yeah. Because
we're all building each other up right now, man.
So.
So is that when you found Rami's, when did you find his content and stuff?
I just found it randomly, I think last December, November, somewhere around those times. At that time, I quit my job already. And I was like, I got to do my PhD. I got to do something because I'm not going to be, because the job just made me feel like such a failure, bro. I couldn't do anything. And I just needed to get out of that headspace. Making me feel like I can't do anything is not going to help me do something. And so I tried to connect with people. So what I really liked that I wanted to reconnect with is I really like connecting with people. I didn't know what they're doing, what their aspirations are, what the hell they're coming from. So I tried to attend a bunch of conferences. I joined this Toastmasters thing and they gave me a free ticket to a $300 conference. And I'm like, all right, I'll take that. And then being jobless was super hard because I found my job. That was like the first job out of college. And then there's like a month of no job. My mom keeps bugging me about like, oh, are you gonna, did you, I'm like, and then I'm living with them. So it's just like, I can't avoid them. I help out around the house. I have all these responsibilities. Not all these responsibilities. I sound so dramatic. I'm just saying, I got a few things I got to do around the house
well, it's a lot, like, because you're already mentally you're struggling with a lot. So it's like having that on, and you probably still hadn't recovered from all the other mental stuff.
Yeah.
And it just keeps compounding and compounding. And why aren't you looking for a job?
I had no answer. I just
like, I'm treading water and honey over here. It's just
dude, you love it.
I do. That's my original one. That's why I like that one.
Yeah, it's another way for saying I'm drowning. I can't get it.
Yeah, I haven't gone under yet. I feel like I'm drowning. Like, you just feel like you are. Yeah. Like it's not real. It's just in your head.
But you make your whole reality. Like, I think that's the time where it's just like I don't have any structure. So it's just then I got really into gaming to point of addiction. For no goddamn bro. I had better things to do. I could have gone to the gym. I could have done so many things. I don't know why I chose gaming, but that was a thing. I never really had anything with substances because of my parents. My dad had a lot of issues with substances, and I swore that I would never do it. But then during college, I experimented with it, and I'm like, yeah, I could feel that addiction kicking in. And I'm like, okay, that was the part where I'm like, no matter how much I say I'm different, I do see myself, And so I'm like, now that I know what going down that road looks like, I can prepare myself. So I kind of have limits on myself, and I started to form a healthy relationship with drugs, weed, whatever it may be. I never rely on it. The only thing I rely on is coffee. Coffee is not a bad thing to have.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Caffeine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, and the weird thing is caffeine never affects me. I could drink like 4 cups of coffee, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll just be the same. I don't know why I drink it even. It's just like I like the taste at a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a relationship with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do productive things. I mean, it's like ritualistic, a big thing on like rituals, of course, not like black magic stuff. Yeah. Having your rituals helps trigger like different flow states, routine and stuff.
100%.
I know like a big thing is like batting and stuff. Like when you're at your like peak, like you're not even thinking, you're just doing. Like you just go lights out basketball shooters and stuff. They're just in that zone so much, but getting to that point where you can really tap into that's a hard thing to do. Trying to stay in that state all the time, like locked in 24/7. It's not everybody can do that.
It's not a life
maybe
worth living.
Yeah.
At a certain point.
Yeah.
I think we dramatize it because we get a lot of shit done. We achieve supernatural levels of shit, but the same as anything else. Going to bed after a hard day is super relaxing, or doing something, and then if you're there forever, it's boring. You get used to it. You're like, I'm relaxed enough now. Same thing with that. I don't want to counter, but I feel like
absolutely.
The flow state is just I've had a few times during water polo or swimming. That's the only things I really did.
Yeah. The mind, body, and like getting it going at like that same like rate, mind body connections really, I swear, that helps a lot. And I've noticed since starting this program, I haven't been able to stick to my schedule like want to. Some days I physically can't go to the gym, so I'll have like a pull-up bar and have some weights at home.
Yeah.
But I do know like for a long time I play video games and stuff. I couldn't sleep. I had trouble sleeping, like you were talking about at the very start of this, having trouble sleeping. Like now, like Rami talks about in emptying the energy clip. It's like most day, like if I do what I need to do and like I put my head down, I'm out in 5 minutes. Like, and I sleep deep. I'm up in like 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, up at like 5:55. So
I'll let you go.
No, you're fine, dude. I haven't even eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna shake after.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably cook up some here in a little bit, but I kind of had a pretty good chest workout and stuff. But yeah, it's been awesome talking, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for keeping me on the line, because I know I slipped away there for a minute. But
no worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
That was a good chat.
What are you working? Because you mentioned something about your PhD and stuff.
Yeah.
What? So I know you got something you're cooking up.
Yeah. So how that journey went is I found him. The main thing I found him weirdly is because of that fucking shoulder thing. And then I liked the way he did the lower traps. Not lower traps. Is it basically like the lower part of your traps? Is it traps? Trapezoids? Not trapezoid.
That's
Playing on the
traps.
name. Yeah, it's traps, right? Yeah, lower traps. So
Yeah.
it's just like strengthening those with like these T-bar things. I remember he had the thing. I'm like, bro, this guy's ripped. I could see his like, goddamn. So it's just like, but I thought that was they're really good cues. I thought it was, and I just gravitated towards that authenticity a bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a lot different, because usually it's like Jeff Nippard saying it's some pulling out, but actually, and it's always his goddamn study these days. It's like he did one study and he milks 15 videos out of that goddamn study. It's like,
yeah, he's 5'5", so it kind of helps his proportions a little bit.
So it's just like, dude,
not hating on the guy. Like he does his own thing. He's very successful, but he's not my cup of tea either.
Yeah,
for sure. Ramen makes it so digestible.
Yeah,
like you can just, all right, I'm at the gym right now. I want to look at this and follow along. Okay, got it. Great. And now I feel it. Feel the range of motion.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I haven't worked like that before. That hurts, but in the best way. It feels good to my joints.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good, but it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's discomfort, but in the right way, you know? And so like, he's really good on making it digestible, finding those like, and it is kind of cool. It does the ego a little bit when you're at the gym and you're like doing unique ranges of motion.
I got 5 pounds.
Like, what the heck are you? What in the world are you doing? But like, what the heck? What is he doing over there? It's working, dude. I don't know what to tell you. It just works.
Yeah,
I think so, and it does. It absolutely does. I'm up to like 170, and I'm still not eating a tremendous amount of food. I still do 24-hour fasts and then eat the next day around lunch or something. Not every day. I try to intermittent fast most days, but some days I get those hunger pains and cave a little bit. But
damn,
like
you're strict on the diet.
It's just
like pretty.
No. I mean, I am as far as schedule wise.
Okay,
but I don't eat like I could definitely eat better.
Yeah.
So that's really where I beat myself up a lot, because I grow a garden. I grow a bunch of different highly nutritious stuff, and I can be out there every day. But at the same time, it's like, it's really hot right now. It's like, the humidity here is 90% and it's 99 degrees right now. So it's like, I don't even want to go outside to like get in that mess. I've already been hot and sweaty in the gym all day and working all day. Sometimes the convenience factor will really get to you. And that's where I'm right now, is where I'm trying to do a lot better. I have like stuff in the freezer I can pull out. It's like, man, I'm so hungry right now though. He's doing fastest punishments and stuff, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like fasts. Yeah, I tried to do a few. I don't know. Some of them have been successful, some haven't. But the latest one I did was super successful. I did it 2 months ago.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, I did it for 7 days.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't gone 7 days.
I did it like during I think it's just like guided. But it's like,
really?
Yeah, dude. It was a 10-day meditation thing where you meditate for 10 days, and then 3 days in, I'm like, I feel like I should stop eating. I just stopped eating. So the entire day I was meditating and not eating. And I thought it would be like super difficult because you're thinking about food, but I never really thought about food. And so it's just like, it was just meant to be. So I don't know if I even need to count that. Like the amount of mental effort I spent, I'm not going to lie, it was hard, but it's not as hard as it should have been in terms of the expectation. So, but I think
Yeah,
yeah,
I've gone like 50 something hours. I think like 52.
yeah,
No just water and herbal teas.
yeah,
But I mean, yeah, after a certain point, it's like I don't even need food. I feel better. It's like
exactly.
almost like a high. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they also recommend that you work out when you're fasting,
Hmm.
right? And you keep physical activity
Yeah.
high, like high intensities. I forget where I heard that, but apparently it's like I got to pretend like I'm hunting for food.
Yeah.
So it's
Hmm.
like that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm
Yeah.
hunting for food. It's a random shit that
Yeah.
does
It's just
that.
like, yeah, I know people make the whole Sigma thing or like the like a, like the, but like the instead of like alpha wolf, beta wolf, or like the Sigma wolf was like on his own, out there hungry, working for it, and then like Vimes doesn't have the others to help him out and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, but that's like analogies for being in the wilderness season and stuff too. It's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Um, that similar train of thought I feel, but yeah, it's definitely the fasting really helped me be more spiritually aware.
Okay.
Because after a certain time like that, you get a lot of mental clarity, and you start almost like seeing, not seeing like hallucinating, but being able to analyze situations from a
Mental
whole different
clarity.
perspective. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mental clarity is
Like,
huge.
oh, you're frustrated because you have this going on, and it's really not that big a deal. Like it's like an outer perspective kind of experience
Yeah.
once you do it. Like I'm feel driven to fast again. That's at some point in the near future. Because I still intermittent fast, but lately I'm trying to put on weight right now.
Yeah.
So that's hard to have the mental clarity and try to put on. It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Like the math ain't mathing on that part, but I'm just trying to stay active as much as I can.
I got to do that
Um,
more, man. Other than going to the gym, I have
yeah,
like zero activity in my day. I'm just in front of the computer all the
yeah.
time. I got to fucking,
Really
yeah, I got to get moving. I got to take morning
get one of
walks or
those
something.
treadmills. Just like walk on your
Bro.
treadmill while you're.
I have a
I
standing
have a
desk and I
standing
never
desk. I have a
stand.
standing desk. Yeah, I'm standing right now.
Goddamn.
I just found some
Gonna plug
some
my
table Outback Steakhouse throughout their stuff. So I was like, I'll take those tables and put some legs on it. I'll make a standing desk out of it. I
sticks.
can't sit down. It's
It's like
got
a
legs.
person.
It's not it doesn't go up or down. It's at one height and I have to stand. So
Yeah. My back hurts after a while, I think, standing.
it certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's a reminder of, oh, I need to be thinking about my posture. No,
Oh,
but I know
posture.
which
God damn.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta
Postures.
just tighten my butt up while I'm standing and maybe give that like release some of that pressure and listen to the body a little bit. But yeah, man, I didn't know. So what are you? So
Oh,
are
yeah.
you
Oh,
working anywhere right now, or are
technically
you
am, but yeah, I technically am. Yeah. Because it's my own
okay?
thing. That's what I'm working on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So okay,
Yeah.
got
So
you.
it's just like, I think we set it up like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. We got idea set it
Okay,
up, but I think we've been working since January on it. We just didn't know if it was going to be a company or not. I think we were
right.
going to see where it goes. It's like 90% spiritual in nature. And I feel like we're guided to
Really?
do higher things. We've
Yeah,
been learning to embrace how to do that. Then clearing our shit. Because it's like, if you want to create something that's going to change the world, you can't be shitty people. If we want to create a great product from our hearts, everything, we got to
yeah,
not cleanse, but we got to be at higher vibrational levels. We can't be at a lower vibrational level and expect to create. And even if it is, it's not going to be through you. It's going to be because of it's going to happen either way. If you want it to happen through you, you have to put yourself as that conduit. You have to
yep.
enhance yourself.
For your outer reality to reflect. It's a reflection. So,
Yeah.
and I broke out the scale of consciousness again today, talking with an
Dude, I got
old
something to show you
friend.
after the podcast. The journaling thing, I can make it a lot easier. That's what I was doing last night, not sleeping. I've just been building this thing out and love to get your thoughts
Okay.
on it as well. Yeah.
Okay, I'll bounce what I got with my idea to off of you too and see what you think of it. So
Yeah.
collaborate, make it better.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Better because if you're trying to help people and I'm trying to help people and help others, that's what it's about, right?
That's where it's at.
That's Crusade, isn't it?
Yeah. I think, yeah, dude, we got to make a big impact. If we got people like this, we can empower them to make a big impact. You got to have your head straight. When you're trying to help people, it's not just like, because, dude, I've gotten
Yeah.
burned, I think. I got burned more than my fair share for trying to help people, which I didn't think was a thing until I figured it out the hard way. Eventually, I realized it's the way I'm going about helping people. If you really want to help people, you got to help yourself first. And if you're trying to
Yeah.
run away from your problems, some people, like in college, the reason they help people is because they don't want to do their own homework. They want to do homework as someone else. It's kind of weird. And they feel cathartic
Yeah.
and they feel less guilty about not taking care of themselves or not doing shit for themselves. Yeah, I feel like it's 2 hours.
Yeah,
I feel like we should cut the podcast.
that works, man. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully